Hey, you guys, it's Denise Walsh here. Welcome back to another Coaching for Coaches episode. Today we are going to talk about 2026 and what it is really going to take for you to create new habits that are taking you in a new direction, because we know that a 1% change can absolutely give you 100% results. So if you want to make more money in 2026, you don't need 100% change. You literally just need a 1% change in your business, with your job, with your, budgeting, with your whatever, to make 100% change. You can absolutely be in a new place at this time next year, and it doesn't need to be crazy. So I want to hear from you. What are the goals that you have? Are you thinking about 2026 yet? Are you starting to redream a bit what worked in 2025? Where are you going in 2026? Is it health goals? Is it business goals? Is it relationship goals? Comment below, because I'd love to hear where you are at. In fact, this is why I created a 6-week program called Goal Getter that's starting January 1st. This is perfect for anybody who's like, all right, I've made New Year's resolutions in the past, and I know that I don't want to do it alone. In order to actually see results, I need support, accountability, and to give myself the environment for shifts and change. And so we're going to do that together. If you have a goal for 2026, you want to start the year off right, join the Goal Getter program, because what we're going to do in that program is utilize motivational psychology, accountability, really set your environment up for success, but then also support your identity in the process. We know that we will always snap back to what we deem normal, right? So throughout the 6 weeks, we're going to be doing some significant identity upgrades to help you actually stick with what you say you want to do. So let's talk about this. 2026 will demand a few things if you want to experience success. The first one is that you are going to need to identity level up. 2026 is not rewarding people who are hesitant, hidden, or half in. The women who succeed are the women who can hold an identity that matches the result they want. Identity is the foundation of success. And you hear me say this all the time. You become what you think about. You're going to always, level set back to what your body deems normal. And so in 90 Day U-Turn and in my content, we don't just talk about habit tracking and, making healthy changes, but we really shift your identity. So you become the person who follows through. You become the person who is healthy. You begin to believe these things about yourself. Because when you shift your identity, guess what? Everything else starts to shift too. It's like that internal shift impacts the external shift. Habits change, boundaries change, energy changes, decisions change, standards change. Identity is the greatest business strategy there is. You cannot build next level results from a past self identity. You have to become the woman who can receive what she's calling in. Have you ever experienced that, where you're like, I want this, but your heart of hearts goes, yeah, right? That's your identity speaking, okay? And so in order to be in Dream Life Pathway alignment, we not only want to identify what we want, gain clarity for what we want, but we want our heart of hearts to go, that's me. And so that means we're going to let go of old stories. We're going to release outdated behaviors. We're going to step into the self-trust that's going to take you somewhere. We're going to regulate your nervous system, because again, you can have a great mindset, but if your body is freaking out, you're not in alignment, and your body always wins. Making decisions from your future self, not your fear self, okay? So 2026 belongs to the grounded, the anchored, the embodied. And this identity shift is truly the root of what's going to help you blossom in 2026. That's the thing that we are going to really hone in on and shift over the 12 weeks. But we're not stopping there, because we know that in order for you to blossom, in order for you to sprout, not only do you need strong roots, but you also need a really healthy environment. I could have the really coolest, strongest strawberry plant, but if it's not in the right environment, it's going to die. And you are similar. You could have the best of intentions. You could have the biggest goals. You could even believe in them. But if you don't have the environment to support your growth, you you will die too. You're figuratively, right? Your dreams will die too. And so the other thing to consider as we step into 2026 is the power of accountability. Now, here's what most people won't admit. Success is not a solo sport. So, literally, there's so much noise. There's so many distractions. There's so much comparison. There's more burnout than ever. Our brain needs external support to stay in aligned with your vision. Now, this does not mean you're lazy. This does not mean you're weak. This does not mean you just need to get stronger. This means we want to create that external support. So we've got people that will catch us when we fall. Accountability gives us structure. It gives us follow through. It gives us that emotional grounding to be like, girl, it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay. It's going to even reinforce the identity that we've talked about just now. You're going to be working with people who are doing the things you want to do, and that's going to help you believe that it's possible for you as well. And the ability to stay in your own game, even on low motivational days. The women who win in 2026 have support. They are surrounded by people who won't let them shrink. They put themselves in rooms where follow through is the standard, not the exception. When I wrote my book, when I did bodybuilding competitions, when I went top in our company, I didn't do it alone. I had a team of people that were moving in the same direction, that I could lean on, that I could learn from, that held me accountable as I held them accountable. We aren't inspired in our office by ourselves, right? We're often not inspired after a long day of work where we're just feeling exhausted spiritually, physically, psychologically. We're tired. We need people to pour into our dreams, even when we're feeling weak. So the next thing that we're going to focus in on with the Goal Getter program is to set goals that you actually want to hit. Now, I know this seems kind of like an oxymoron. Of course, you're going to set a goal you want to hit, so you think. But oftentimes we set goals we think we should hit. We set goals that other people think we should hit. We set goals that we don't really care about. We just kind of think we should, you know? And so we're going to ask ourselves, is this a goal that I want to hit? What does this mean for me? You know, we may say we want an outcome, but who do I need to be to hit that outcome? And is that what I really want? And if the answer is yes, I really do want to be debt free, or I really do want to build my business, or I really do want to lose 20 pounds. All right, why do I want to lose 20 pounds? Why are these goals for me? Why is this something that I truly care about? This is called being emotionally connected to your goal. We really want to connect emotionally with where you're going because, again, you could say, yeah, let's do it. And then in your heart of hearts go, yeah, right, who cares? We want our heart to be in alignment with our mindset. So who do I need to be to hold this goal? Who do I need to become? What would somebody who already has this be doing on a daily basis? Right? What are these habits that reflect that new identity? What are the systems that support it? What are the boundaries that protect it? What would somebody who's already experiencing this, what would they be doing? And the reason why we're asking that is not because we want to compare. It's not because we want to think we're less than or not good enough. It's because we want to duplicate what's working. We want to assess. It's not just about the outcome. It's about who I become when I'm reaching that outcome. It's about the journey. So what does that journey really look like? In fact, I have people tell me, oh, my goal is to make $10,000 a month and live on the beach doing nothing. And that could be a great goal. And guess what? With investments and hard work and, setting your life up, like, you can get there. And in order to get there, you need to become the person who's working your business every day, who has new leads coming in all of the time, who is making smart financial decisions. Like, what would the person who does that, what would they be doing? And what would their journey look like? Let's really think through this. Next is about the environment. Like, okay, so we know we got a goal where identity is locked in. We know that we can do it. We believe it's possible. Our heart of hearts is going, it's time, right? But now we really want to set up our environment, not only with accountability, but also with our distractions, with overstimulation, with dings on our phone. Your environment is either expanding you or it's shrinking you. There's no neutral environment. So in 2026, this matters more than ever because our nervous systems are already overstimulated. The online influence is louder than ever before. There's distraction everywhere, and emotional burnout is real. And so when we think about our environment, we want to think about what I call butt glue. Like in order to write my book, I needed butt glue, right? Where I had to like literally sit here and work for a consistent period of time and get into deep work, not just multitasking work, not just skimming the surface work. I had to get into deep work. So what does that really look like? This means, do I have my timer on for an hour or two? Do I have my notifications off? Do I close all the tabs on my computer? What is the environment that I can set up for me to have success? Is this light music in the background? Is this a candle? Is this getting help with the kids so I'm not distracted and I don't have to run around and take them places? Like, what is it that I need in order to set my environment up, my schedule up for success? And the next is something we just don't talk about too much. And this is something that honestly is probably one of my favorites because I think that this is a piece to the puzzle that most people miss. And it's something we're going to do in Goal Getter. We go deep into 90-Day U-Turn with this, but it changes everything. And it's the fact that our nervous system needs to feel safe holding the success you're called in. If success feels overwhelming, unsafe, or here's unfamiliar, right? Not normal, your subconscious will sabotage it. So you hear me say you will always revert back to what your body believes is normal, familiar. So if growth, income, healthy relationships feels outside your comfort zone, yet in your mind you know that's what you want, but yet your body goes, oh wait, that's weird. That's not what I'm used to. It's unfamiliar. And you'll always snap back to what you deem normal. Our subconscious is wired to keep us safe. And right now, it believes that being full of debt or overweight or, in toxic relationships, it believes that's normal. And so what we want to do is we want to heal our nervous system to get out of fight or flight mode, to step outside of our current reality, our current normal, and become familiar with something we really want. 2026 is going to require emotion regulation and capacity building. We're not just going to be stuck into this space where, when you're in fight or flight mode, life is black and white. There's a lot of all or nothing thinking. We have our thought traps, our bodies freaking out. No. We are going to get into the world of dreams. We're going to build our capacity, and we're going to understand that new steps outside our comfort zone aren't it's not fear. It's just new, and it's okay. And we can be safe and grow at the same time. That's what we get to teach our nervous system this year. This is what helps us stop burning down your life every time it starts working. All right, last but not least, we've got the leadership layer, because personally, what we want to do is we want to level up personally, right? But the leaders, they don't just want to grow personally. They want to embody the work. They want to duplicate that work with their team and their clients. So that means not only are they going to do the work themselves, they're going to embody it, they're going to be it, but they're going to also learn how to create safety for others, how to hold space, how to communicate with clarity, how to regulate their emotions to be good, to hold space for others. They're going to understand that in order to create transformation and change, it's not just about behavior change. It's not just about the habit trackers. It's about the identity in the process. And so true leaders in 2026 aren't just coaching behaviors. They're coaching identity. And that's what we do here at Dream Life Coaching. Whether you are a leader of a network marketing team or you are a manager at a workplace and you impact people, you've got people that you're working with, we're not just going to manage them. We're not just going to dictate to them. We're going to coach them. We're going to help them level up. I call it lighting a fire within them, right? because people don't want coaches who just give advice, who just point the finger and say, oh, try this now. Oh, try this. Oh, this is what you should do, you know? They want coaches who create transformation. So here's the truth. 2026, it does not belong to the luckiest. Success does not belong to the loudest. It doesn't belong to the ones with the perfect grid or the fancy funnels. It belongs to the women who upgrade their identity, show up with accountability, set aligned goals, shift their environment, build their nervous system capacity, lead themselves deeply, and transfer that to their team and clients. That's the real blueprint. That's the sustainable path, and that's what differentiates you from the pack. So if you're interested in getting started in this, where Goal Getter is a great toe in, 90-day U-turn is a foot in, the certification is a dive in, where identity, nervous system alignment, and accountability come together. So comment coach below, and I'd love to connect with you and see which way you want to get started. I'll also leave the link to the Goal Getter program, which starts January 1st, 2026. We're going to meet a few days before that so we can do our goal setting Zoom, so you can be prepared, so you can dive in on Thursday, January 1st, and hit the ground running. Let me know what questions you have, you guys. If you are listening to the podcast or YouTube version, thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe, leave comments below, like, etc. I'd love to come back and hear more about what you are looking for this year. And join us in the Dream Life Coaches community on Facebook. I go live every single Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I'd love to have you here too. Have an amazing day. We'll see you next week.